Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey and I'm joined by Monica Marusceac, who is presenting a 2-hour workshop at the 2017 NGH convention. She's going to be talking Zero to Hero, transition from part-time to full-time hypnotist with confidence, which is what we definitely want people to do. How are you, Monica?
I'm doing great. How are you, Paul?
Good, good. I'm having fun today. I've got a whole bunch of these I'm doing today. I'm glad that you're with me. Hey, we haven't met before. I don't know anything about you. Tell me how you got into hypnotism.
I first experienced hypnosis in college where a friend of mine hypnotized me, and then I hypnotized her back, and then we started a group. So it was a self-hypnosis and meditation group. So over the course of my career in the military, I actually used self-hypnosis multiple times as well as NLP techniques to get myself in the zone. I flew jets for the Marine Corps, and I was the only woman in my squadron. I was the only woman in my entire community. So I'm sure you can imagine that I wasn't welcomed with
Yeah.
open arms, and so I had to create my own resourceful state on more than one occasion before I walked into the ready room or got into the cockpit. So
Good for
it's been
you.
a passion for me for decades. And when I left the Marine Corps, I left to go to medical school, actually. So I was going to go and become a doctor. That had been a lifelong dream since childhood. But when I started my practice, initially thinking that I would just use hypnosis, my hypnotherapy practice as a tool to to help my family's finances, I actually found people were being helped by everything I was doing. People were coming to me after visiting doctors without success, and they discovered that they had more control and more power in healing themselves than they had originally thought.
Yeah.
And so I immediately, within a month, abandoned my plans to go to medical school and pursued hypnosis full time.
Cool. That is so great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how long have you been in practice so far?
So I am going into my, let me think here, 5th year of practice.
Good, good. And
And so 4 years. And maybe, yeah.
yeah, cool. So
Go ahead.
how many have you been going to the convention all along?
I have, yes. I've been going to the convention at least, 3 out of the 4 years,
Oh,
because I
good.
actually started with a different association and then realized that the NGH was the best, and I jumped ship and became an NGH member.
So what I'm leading to is sort of my next real question is, so you've been doing this long enough that you know how the convention works and you know how many different topics get spoken about, and so I'm just wondering, of all the topics you could have chosen to be a presenter about, why this one? Why is this one important to you?
Yeah, well, I think that a lot of very talented people fail to realize a full-time career as hypnotists
Yeah,
because of fear.
yeah,
And the reality is that we are like the redheaded stepchildren of care, of healing. So we're not doctors and we're not psychotherapists, and there's no formal graduate program. And so a lot of people have imposter syndrome, and they feel like they don't deserve to, earn money, earn a living doing this. And I suffered from that as well initially. I think that, the years of practice in the Marines of putting myself in the right mindset helped. So I
sure.
had a lot of practice saying, yeah, I'm totally scared and I have insecurities, but I'm going to fake it till I make it. And so I've been faking it till I made it, so to speak, throughout the military as well as in this profession. But that is that confident mindset that helped me go full time basically right from the start. And I think if more of us go full time, then there'll be more credibility to the profession. More people will have access to professional hypnotists who
Yeah,
are talented, and the more exposure there is, the more confidence that the general public will have in what we do.
absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome. So what do you what do you think when you think about not just the topic, but the content that you're going to be covering in the 2 hours that people will choose to spend with you, what do you think the value is for them of spending that 2 hours with you in a content-based sense?
Yeah, well, my goal with that 2 hour workshop is to help people to understand what's holding them back. And I think a lot of us don't, we don't take the time to analyze ourselves and connect with the unresourceful states that are limiting our abilities and our outcomes. And then really creating a vision for what a full-time practice would look like for each individual. So we're actually going to go through an exercise where we do that. We connect with what our limiting beliefs are. We connect with what our vision of a full-time practice would look like. We connect with the benefits of a full-time practice for each individual. And then I'm going to discuss, a little bit of the logistics of what allowed me to go from, zero to a full-time hypnotist relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to encourage every person, or give time for every person, to draft at least a few concepts that they will work on, that they will implement as soon as they leave. Cool. So it's part, my story, but also helping the audience craft their story and craft their outcome for themselves.
Yeah. I like that. That's cool. It's clear to me. I mean, I'm looking, as you're talking, I'm also looking at your learning objectives in the guide. Yep. I mean, identify your own fears and limiting beliefs, identify your values. I think connecting to values, and, Carnegie Mellon's done the research on that affirmations work better when we directly connect them to our values. I think that's so great that you're doing that. Develop a vivid vision for what your full-time practice would look like. So this is, in the truest sense, I love, this is a workshop. Like, people.
It is a workshop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that seeing someone in front of them that has done it is step number one. And then really understanding what it is that makes sense for that person. Because some people, full-time is really only 20 hours. Yep. But, it's about making an investment of money. Yep. In an office or in online resources that can support their lifestyle. So what is the lifestyle that the people in the audience want to support? Some people want to travel like crazy. Yep. Other people just want to have their little, private, safe space to help others heal. Yeah. So it's different for everyone. But understanding how it's different is step number one.
Yeah. Good. And I think you kind of already addressed this, but I just want to give you a chance to expand on it more if you want. Like, when was that light bulb moment for you when you realized that going full time was really the key, that part-time just for you wasn't good enough, and if you were going to be more effective and have and be what you want, you had to go full time?
Yeah. Well, so I was working part-time driving back and forth to people's houses. Yeah. And I was stuck in traffic in Washington, D.C., and I was trying to traverse the district. So I was going from Virginia to Maryland. And I said, oh my God, like, how much time am I wasting doing this, making this drive? I'm listening to audiobooks, and that's nice, but really I'm not going to be able to be effective or create a life I want to live. Yeah. Doing this. Yeah. So that was the first light bulb. And the second one was, my children are very important to me, and I want to live a life that is a good model for them. I know I am the ultimate role model for my children, and I want to make time for them. So I realized that if I take that leap of faith, rent an office, and make it my own, so everything makes sense for the way I perform my services. So the recliner or the chair or the table, like, everything is according to what I need. And I'm not renting someone's office part-time. I'm not playing small. Then I'll be able to spend more time with my children. Yeah. I'll be able to optimize the delivery of my services. I'll be able to accelerate my reputation. I'll be able to raise my prices faster because I'm getting all these good reviews. So I saw that initial investment as a massive investment in my quality of life.
Yeah.
Even though initially it was, a huge outlay of money, and my husband thought I was a little crazy at first, but I just kind of went with it. And I said, don't worry, it'll work out in the end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it did. And I'm super happy that I did that. I work the hours I want to work, not the hours that, you know, my sublessor wants me to work.
Right.
I,
Right.
and that freedom, I think, to me is the most important thing, because that's my personality.
Sure.
I
Sure.
crave the freedom of movement more than anything else.
Yeah. You guys, this is, I mean, if anything's, if you're looking for a reason to spend this time with Monica, actually, I think the thing she said for the past 2 minutes is it, right? Like, this is a woman who has a clear, articulated vision of how she wants her life to work. And those are the kind of people you want to spend time with. That's, you can go to the convention, and people do go to the convention to keep learning new inductions and to get more scripts, and there's a place for that. But I really, it's a big soapbox issue for me. If you want to live your best life, and if you want to have a great practice, what you really need to do is find people like Monica who have this ability to articulate this stuff, because then it helps you articulate this stuff, and you figure out what it's going to take for you to live your best life and have your best practice. And I really think that's what the convention's greatest value is our profession sort of operates in a way that keeps us on an island for most of the year. And you don't have, water cooler talk so much with colleagues, right? Because you're not going in commuting to an office with a whole bunch of other people like in other jobs. This is your chance to do that. And this is a specific chance to do that, is to spend time with someone who can talk to you and connect with you. And I could keep going about that, but I hope I've made my point. Monica, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I just want to say I want more people to practice hypnosis
Yeah.
professionally.
Yeah.
That's really why, I guess that's a real bottom line.
Yeah.
And we can't do it if we don't know why we're doing it,
Right.
and how to do it in a way that is affordable and brings profit and income.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's my goal with this, is to help people take that leap of faith and bring these professional, valuable hypnosis services
Yeah.
to the public.
Yeah.
And the more, the better.
Beautiful. Wonderful. All right, you guys, that's it. That's what you really need to know. And then you need to decide whether you're going to commit that time or not. August 11th, 7 p.m., 2-hour workshop. Hang out with Monica at Zero to Hero. Transition from part-time to full-time hypnotist with confidence. Monica, thanks for making this time for me.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you in
Look forward to
August.
see you there. Yep. Bye.